Okay, some Democrats are upset over what is emerging in the outline of a potential debt ceiling deal, especially when it comes to spending limits. Democratic Representative from Michigan, Debbie Dingell, joins us now. And Congresswoman, I understand you have stayed behind, one of the few and the proud to be here in Washington as these negotiations continue. Let me ask you, what is your understanding of the latest back and forth here as these negotiators are behind closed doors?
My understanding is that they have made progress, which is good, but the tough issues are still there. And I quite frankly think that we've got a challenge. We've got real challenges here because they need to get a significant part of both caucuses to get this deal through. And there are members of the Democratic caucus who have very strong feelings about both the work requirements and the permitting. I don't know the exact language. I'm not seeing where the cuts are going to be. And I'm not going to speculate until someone gives me a package. But there are tough issues, and people are going to want the facts before they commit to vote for this package.
All right. We've seen President Biden in the Oval Office with the Republican leadership. He's involved in these negotiations. So let me ask you just straight up, if the deal ultimately that is put before the Congress is good enough for President Biden, is good enough for the Democratic leadership, is it good enough for the rank and file Democrats in the House of Representatives?
You know, my job was to represent the people of the 6th District. And I'm not going to commit to vote for anything until I see exactly what's in there and how it's going to impact them. And I think that most members of Congress feel the same way.
Oh, that's fascinating. You will not commit to voting if the president makes a deal and puts it forward to the House with his seal of approval.
Until I see what's in it, no, I will not make that commitment. And I think there are a lot of members that'll do that. I am not a rubber stamp. I wasn't sent to Congress to be a rubber stamp. I need to read that bill, know what's in it, and how it's going to impact the people of my district. I also think it's irresponsible that we are in this situation right now where we are, that I had to cancel going to Italy for the wedding that I was supposed to officiate at, because our job, all of our job, is to get these kinds of things done. We cannot default. We cannot default. The impact that it will have on working men and women across this country for years to come is unacceptable. So here we are. But I will not rubber stamp anything. I want to know what's in it, and then I'll tell you why I'm voting for it, if I'm voting for it, and if I'm voting against, why I'm voting against it.
All right. Let me ask you this then. This deal, the Republicans are insisting on spending cuts, keeping spending to the level it is currently in fiscal year 2023, even advocating for cutting it back to fiscal year 2022. Last year would be significant cuts to the budget. Let me ask you, are you in favor, are you opposed to any spending cuts whatsoever?
No, I believe that we've got to look at our spending, but I also believe we should be looking at why is it the Republican can say no revenue raisers? We're not going to tax the billionaires, or maybe bring back some loopholes that incentivize people to locate overseas. I think we do need to continue to address our deficit, continue to address our spending. But we've got to do it in a way that we know what those cuts are. I am not going to, again, say I'm going to support something. If you're cutting SNAP, I got a problem. I got a lot. The increase in hungry children in this country is scary.
Congresswoman, finally, a recent poll from the AP and other polls have shown that a majority of Americans do favor cutting spending if the debt ceiling is going to be raised. How do you react to that? I mean, is the public behind you?
I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm not saying that I'm going to vote that we shouldn't address our spending. I think we should. It's how we address it, where we're making those cuts. And when you ask the American people those questions and then ask them, well, are you for cutting veterans benefits? They're absolutely not. The Republican budget that was passed in the House cut them more than 20%. They say that they're really worried about security at the border, and yet they took $4 billion in their budget out of it and would eliminate 2,400 custom and border security. I'm not going to say I'm agreeing to anything until I know what and who we are cutting.
Wow. Congresswoman Dingell, thank you very much. You're really putting down some markers here. We appreciate your time today.
I'm not putting down markers. I want facts. I don't want to make commitments when I know what I'm voting for.
All right. Thank you, Congresswoman.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.